What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. You see, I'm sweating again. It is hot as shit. I am so not looking forward to this summer with all this heat. This is crazy. I'm just waiting until probably like July, like early July, to probably put my AC in, because that shit is expensive, putting them ACs in and shit. That shit kills your electric bill, but I'm just saying. Anyway, let me get into today's episode of GH. Who do I start with? Let me start with the teen scene first. Taylor, Molly, Rafe, TJ. Let me start with this bullshit. I am so not mad at TJ for what he's doing with Taylor. I am so not mad at it, but I feel like everything that's going on with Molly and TJ is such a huge misunderstanding. She wants him back, but she thinks he's moving on with Taylor. TJ thinks she's playing him, and at first she claimed she wanted him back, but yet she's kissing Rafe, but he doesn't know why she was kissing him. It was more like a goodbye kiss. See, it's such a huge misunderstanding because they're seeing things with their eyes, you know, instead of going up to each other and asking them what's going on, instead of doing that. Here's what I learned from all my years of watching a soap opera. When you see something, it's not always what it seems. When you see something, it's not always what it seems like. You could see Rafe kissing Molly, but you don't know the reasons behind it. Just like TJ don't know the reason behind it. I'm not saying that it's right, because it ain't right. He shouldn't be kissing on Molly, and Molly shouldn't be kissing him on the lips. I don't give a damn if it is a goodbye kiss. You should not be kissing. She should not be kissing Rafe knowing that she just recently asked TJ to come back to her and ask for another chance. Why are you kissing him now? I don't care if it is a goodbye kiss. You should have hugged him and said goodbye. That's all you need to do. Because I feel like a kiss is cheating. Even though her and TJ are not currently together, but I'm sure you get my point. It ain't right. And she emotionally cheated on TJ during their relationship anyway, because she was thinking about another dude all the time. That's emotionally cheating. Emotional affairs sometimes are worse than physical, because you don't want your soul, like your spouse or your other half or whatever, thinking about somebody else while they with you. You don't want that. That's an emotional affair. That's bad. That's worse than physical. Like, you could sleep with somebody else, but that don't mean you want to be with them. Your heart is with somebody else. Your heart is with the person that you're with, but you're sleeping with somebody else. So that can easily be ended. But I mean, I'm not saying they're sleeping together or nothing like that. Of course not. But I'm just using that as an example. But I think you catch my drift. So TJ and Taylor see them kissing or whatever like that. TJ's upset, and this bitch Taylor sitting here egging all this shit on, milking it for everything it's worth. So they get back in the limo and pull off. And TJ's upset by this, and Taylor's still bashing Molly. Here's my thing. I like Taylor, but she has no right to bash Molly because you only been in town for 5 seconds. You don't know Molly, so you ain't got the right to talk about her. You don't know their situation. You only know a part of this. Matter of fact, all she know is what TJ told her. That's all you know. You don't know everything, like every juicy little detail down to the wire. You don't know that, so you don't have the right to weigh in. But she's doing this on purpose just to get TJ to hook up with her by bashing Molly, talking about what nerve she got for kissing Rafe or whatever. Taylor is so messy. So here she go with her flask. She hand her flask over to TJ to get a sip. I'm like, and he drunk, he gulped that shit. I'm like, that's how you know it ain't no alcohol in that. Cause I'm like, come on now, if it was alcohol, he would not be guzzling like it's a damn Gatorade. Like, seriously. Not like all like that and all that, like it ain't nothing. I'm like, cause I know flasks be having some strong liquor in it. I don't know what. And what is a teenager doing with a flask? I just want to know that. I ain't never seen no teenager with no flask in my life. Like, what are you doing with a flask? You too young to be drinking out of a flask. Oh man, it takes me back to them Roxy Blossom days. Oh, she was a fucking trip on One Life to Live with her flash, her drunk ass. I used to love me some Roxy Blossom. They need to bring her back. I love her. Anyway, so Taylor and TJ start kissing, which I knew was gonna happen. It was inevitable. Trust me, the way she was playing it up against Molly, I knew he was gonna give in to temptation. So they kissing or whatever, and she start trying to pull on his pants or whatever to unbutton his pants, and he stops her. And, you know, he tried to tell her the reason why they can't do it and then say he ain't got no protection, which I think is the most smartest thing he can do. You do not want to have no little babies. Trust me, not with that thing. Not with Taylor. Hell to the no. But she had a solution to that problem. She had a condom in her bag, in her handbag. Why am I not surprised? This was her plan all along, because you know how teenagers are. After prom, you already know what they thinking about. That's the night that they gonna get it in. Of course. I went to prom. I know. So after prom, you know, it's supposed to be sex, mainly in a hotel or something. But they pulled, oh my God. And she was trying to get him to have sex with her, and he snatched the condom out her hand and ripped off the top. And I was like, well, do what you got to do. They had a Sonny and a Carly moment in the limo. If you watch General Hospital for a while, then you know what I mean when I say Sonny and Carly moment. How many times have Sonny and Carly slept together in the back of a limo? 2003. I seen it for the first time, I think, in 2003. And they did it in 2008 after they dropped Michael off at that institute after he got shot. They had sex in the back of the limo. That was during the time Carly was married to Jax. I remember it very well. And she had sex with Jax at the same time. Not at the same time, but in the same night. After Sonny dropped her off, after they had their little sex in the limo, she had sex with Jax. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, TJ and Taylor was getting it in the limo, the backseat of the limo, like a bunch of jackrabbits. Damn horny teenagers. And Rafe and Molly was in the park or whatever talking. And here's my problem with Rafe. He was like, it's good that she's going to have TJ to lean on after he leave. He talking about because TJ's, if he's not around, then TJ's second best. I was like, say what? Second best? I'm like, have you forgot? TJ was her boyfriend long before you came hopping your ass into town with your batshit crazy mother talking about vampires and whatnot. Have you forgot TJ was her boyfriend before you popped into town? Like, seriously, what do you mean second best? You just mad because you're not the best at all. So why don't you go skip your ass to Manhattan to go be with Silas Clay and go sleep in a coffin, whatever y'all vamps do. I really don't care as long as you're out of my face. I'm tired of looking at them. Like, he just pissed me off with that. I cannot stand Rafe. I liked him when he first came to town, but you know what? Nah. And Molly might as well just go ahead and be with him, because she's sitting there making googly eyes with this kid. I'm like, seriously? So anyway, he drops her off home. She runs in a room or whatever, not trying to talk to Alexis and Shawn. Speaking of Alexis and Shawn, let me get on them now. So Alexis thinks she got everything figured out. So Shawn admitted to her, yeah, he's the one that pulled the trigger. Now he wants to know, is she gonna turn him in? And she talking about something, do you even feel sorry about Olivia getting shot? Talking about something, because all you seem to care about is whether or not you're going to get caught. I'm like, what are you talking about? Of course he feel bad about Olivia getting shot. Of course he do. You don't think he don't? And she talking about, oh, I'm sure Anna Devane is on her way with an arrest warrant. Arrest warrant for what? She ain't got no evidence. She has no type of evidence, no prints, no nothing linking him to this shooting. Why you think she was questioning him in the first place? If she had all the evidence she needed, she wouldn't have to question him at all, because she got the evidence to back it up. She ain't got no evidence. Alexis get on my nerves with her hypocritical ass. Always judging somebody. She aggravating as fuck. Talking about some, oh, I'm sure you was doing this on Sonny's orders. I clearly don't know what she talking about. So they really get into a real ass conversation, because she keep talking about some, oh, she thought Shawn was her cake and eat it too guy, and how she been with criminal, guys that like to bend the law whenever they want to. I'm like, first of all, bitch, SHAWN is a step up from every dude that she been with. The only marriage that she had with a good guy was Jack's. And that marriage wasn't even a real marriage. That was a marriage for business reasons. She married Rick Lansing, another criminal lawyer, who of course did some shady shit. Then she started hooking up with Jerry Jacks, of all people. Not just Jerry Jacks. Like, she hooked up with him. He's an international crime lord. Like, he's an international criminal. So SHAWN was a step up from all of them. The problem I have with Alexis is she's a hypocritical bitch, first of all. Second of all, she think all men need to be perfect. She think every guy she hooks up with gotta be perfect. He can't have one flaw. I'm like, bitch, you got flaws. And I'm glad SHAWN brought up the Kiefer situation, how she ran him over and didn't even call 911. And when she got to the hospital, she was talking to Diane, and all she was worried about was, what was this going to do to her career and her life? She could go to prison. That's all the fuck she worried about. All because Kiefer was abusing her child. Okay, yeah, he abused your child, but that did not give you the right to run him over. You should have had him locked the fuck up. That's what you do. You don't have the right to take a life. But you condemn people like Sonny and them for killing people. But you ran somebody over and didn't even bother to swerve, didn't bother to stop. Bitch, you ain't bothered to call 911. You just left them lying there. I mean, I think she did stop and got out and looked, but she ain't even called 911. This bitch is crazy. But you got a nerve to be hypocritical and judgmental of SHAWN. She talking about, oh, it's not the same thing. Bitch, yes it is. Shut up. You just want to be a hypocritical bitch, and you need to get off your high horse. Seriously, before I kick it. I'm just saying. I can't stand Alexis. She's like completely judgmental of everybody. So SHAWN just wanted to know if she was going to turn him in. She said no. She can't turn him in because it's a conflict of interest, and it breaks the confidentiality agreement of a lawyer. Because she's Sonny's attorney, and she knows that if she turns SHAWN in, that means that the cops are going to come at Sonny. So it messes up any defense Sonny has. So she knows she can't put SHAWN under the bus. But he didn't tell her about Carly's involvement in this. And I don't think he plans to yet. So SHAWN decided to just leave or whatever. Anyway, Sonny was at Carly's house, waving his gun around. Sonny is a fucking mess. I swear, Sonny is my favorite. If he ever left this show, I don't know if I could continue to watch. Sonny is just my boy. He get on my nerves sometimes, but he my boy. He had his little pistol in his hand or whatever, and Carly thought that Olivia died. That's why he was there. But he wanted to scare her because he wanted her to know how serious he was about killing her if Olivia died. And he was pissed, like, because Carly should have never went behind his back and did what the fuck she did. Like, and he was yelling at her and stuff like that for doing something stupid. And why didn't Carly turn on a light in that house? Why is her house so dark all the time? Even when the lights are on in her house, it seems dark. Like, seriously, they need to get brighter lights in that house. So anyway, Sonny told her, you better pray to whoever it is you pray to. You better pray hard that Olivia makes it. Because now you got Anna Devane, you got Dante on your ass. This is not going to end good. And Carly needs to realize this. This is not going to end for the better of anybody. So Sonny leaves. And at the hospital, Dante and Lulu are talking. And she tells him about the intense conversation between Sonny and Carly. That he had her pinned up against the wall pretty much. And she had a look of fear. Like Carly was very intimidated. And Sonny was not joking around with that bitch. So now Dante comes to the conclusion that both of them were involved in the hit. Even though he's only halfway right. Dante, I have a question. Why is Dante on this case? He should be pulled from this case. It's called conflict of interest. His mother was the victim. He should not even be on this case for that reason, because if this goes to trial, this case possibly could be thrown out because of prejudice, because Dante's he's on this case and clearly it's a conflict. So he should have been taken off this case immediately. Anna should be handling this case 100% by herself without Dante, because he's too close to this. I think deep down Dante just wants to find a reason to blame Sonny. I think deep down he do, and you could kind of tell in his face. So Sonny showed up to the hospital. Lulu leaves to go get some coffee or whatever and change of clothes. Sonny and Dante were talking, and Dante was talking to him like suspiciously and stuff, and Sonny was like, do you got something to ask me? Didn't ask. Like, Dante just need to go sit his ass down somewhere. Like, once he know the facts, like, I think he'll calm down. So Lulu goes to Carly's house. And Carly thought something happened with Olivia, and she was like, no, there's no change. So she invites her in, and they start talking, and Lulu says she came by to apologize for the, helping Franco plan that party. I think the real reason why Lulu went by was to kind of fill Carly out, to see if Carly had any involvement by looking at her face. And Carly's facial expressions was a dead giveaway that she somehow was involved in this. It's obvious. I could tell just by looking at her face. So Lulu was telling Carly that Dante just wants his mother to wake up and for the person responsible to, get what they deserve. So Lulu leaves. Back at the Quartermaine mansion, everybody finds out, Kiki and Mike are cousins. Morgan is happy with his little ignorant ass. Can't stand that little bastard. So Franco let it slip that Michael got raped, because of course Morgan didn't know. So Michael told, trying to explain things to him, and Franco was trying to explain that it wasn't what it seemed, and he had no idea what Carter was really gonna do, and he got video proof of that. Kiki was upset, and Morgan yelled, and he found out that Kiki knew Michael got raped and didn't tell him. And Michael, Kiki said, Michael didn't want her to tell him because Michael wanted to tell him when the time was right, tell him himself. So Michael, Morgan's pissed. Michael explaining everything to him. Morgan's trying to figure out how come Michael and Kiki are so close, and Morgan and AJ step out. Kiki steps out to go get some beers, and Franco wants Morgan to stay, and Franco was asking Morgan how come Jason is Michael's nephew. Jason is Michael's uncle, but Michael has Sonny's name. And Morgan is Sonny's son, but he has Jason's name. I think Franco just trying to cause a rift. I think that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to start some shit, I think, between Morgan and his parents, possibly, or Michael for that matter. I think he definitely trying to start something. So AJ comes in or whatever, and Franco's happy because he has the upper hand, as he thinks. Crazy ass. Kiki tells Michael that the kiss that they had in his apartment never happened because she don't want Morgan to know. And Michael's just standing there trying to make some sense out of all this shit. Like, he got this confused look on his face. I don't blame him. So Morgan comes out and wants to check out the rooms in the house and stuff like that. So he tells Michael that he's sorry. He didn't know, and he's sorry about the rape and everything, and blah, blah, blah. So this episode was pretty good, pretty cool. I can't wait for tomorrow, because I got a lot of shit to talk about with Patrick and Sabrina, because new information has just came to light to me that I need to discuss about Sabrina and her past. And maybe some of you heard about it, but I will discuss that tomorrow. I'll see all of you tomorrow. Have a great day.